All right, so you should be able to see my screen now. So today we are going to walk through, oh goodness, I'm trying to move there we go. The videos we're covering my toolbar. So today we're going to walk through the agent websites in Command. We'll go through from start to finish, walking through the Kelly guide. I'll also show you how you can edit any pages. So if you want to go back later on and make any changes, and how you can add some additional pages as well. So as we're going through the training, interrupt me with any questions. You can either unmute yourself or ask me in the chat box. This training is for you, so I want to make sure that you walk away feeling a lot more comfortable and excited to build your agent website in Command. So to get started with the agent websites, I'm going to click on the consumer applet, which is the last icon down here in the bottom left-hand corner, consumer. And the reason it's named consumer is because this is going to be where you make any updates to anything that's going to be consumer facing. So whether it's your landing page, agent website, or your mobile app, all that's going to be done in the consumer applet. To get started with your agent website, I'm going to click on the agent site pages up here at the top. Now, if you've gone through and played around with the agent website before, you may have a couple pages here that are listed. That's fine. Before today's training, I went through and I just deleted everything so that way I could create a whole new website from scratch this afternoon. So to get started making your website, you have to go through the Kelly guide. And the Kelly guide is more or less just kind of a step-by-step process that holds your hand through making sure all of the information is filled in. To do that, we're going to click on Configure Your Site, which you can see in this blue toolbar up here in the top right-hand corner, or if you scroll down in the bottom left-hand corner. Either place is going to take you to the same Kelly guide. So click on Configure Your Site. And we're going to say we want to use the new KW site. This is what's going to let the system know that you are going to use the Command website. So I'll click Submit. And here we are. This is the Kelly guide. There are a handful of Kelly guides throughout Command. They're all similar in that it takes you step by step, but this one is specifically for the website. So I'm going to click on Get Started. I'm going to confirm my compliance reminder. All right. So now we're in the Kelly guide. We're going to walk through this step by step. I like to start at the top of everything and just kind of work my way down. So we'll start at the top over here on the right-hand side. You can see we have this column, and this is where we're going to make all of the updates and changes to our website. And then over here on the left-hand side, this is going to be a live preview. So that way, any changes we make, we can see to make sure that we like it. So I'm going to get started over here by choosing my subdomain. So it's already assigned nicholascore.kw.com as my subdomain. I can change that if I want to by clicking in here, and I can add, I can say Nicholas Core Atlanta, if I can spell that correctly, .kw.com, and then click Claim Domain, and I'll say, congrats, you have claimed your subdomain. So now I have nicholascoreatlanta.kw.com. So I'm going to go back to just nicholascore.kw, click Confirm, and that's how easy it is for you to update your subdomain. Let's say in a couple of weeks, you have this great idea and you're like, oh, you know what? I want a totally different subdomain. I'll show you after we walk through the Kelly guide where you can make those changes. I do want to point out here that at the moment, we are unable to use vanity URLs for our KW agent websites. So in the past with our Playster websites, you were able to buy a vanity URL either from GoDaddy or Google. And so for me, I had nicholascore.com. So anytime someone typed nicholascore.com, it went directly to my agent website that I made through Playster. Now, we're not able to have that subdomain that vanity URL used for our agent website. All you can do is have that vanity URL forward to your KW website. So if anyone now types in nicholascore.com, it'll automatically forward them to nicholascore.kw.com. But the URL that they will see in the URL bar is nicholascore.kw.com. Being able to use a vanity URL is coming in the near future. It is in labs pipeline, but it's not business critical. So it kind of got pushed down on the list of updates to make as they're working out all of the updates to make for all of the processes that actually affect our day-to-day business. So now that we've confirmed my subdomain, I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to click here to expand the marketing profile information. And this is going to load all of my information from my marketing profile that I've already filled in, but you can make any updates that you want here. All the information, all the items that have the red asterisks next to it is required. So you do need to fill that in. So just make sure your first name, last name is all good. Your market center brokerage, it says First Atlanta, Sandy Springs, the address. If you have a business or team name, I have Nicholas Core Real Estate Group. If you don't, you could just put your name there. So I could just put Nicholas Core or Nicholas Core Realtor or whatever you would like. Your top job title, I have Realtor, but if you have any designations or any specialties that you want to add there, you can. Email, office phone number, and mobile phone number. I would recommend that you add the office phone number, even though it's not required, but just to make sure that you are GREC compliant. Anytime that you have your personal phone number, you need to have the office number as well. And then here's the quick bio that loads from my marketing profile. So this one, I have a really short one, but if you have a long, extensive one, it's there. You can edit if you like. License number. Then we have our compliance legal footer. Now in the state of Georgia, we're not required to have any specific items or specific language in the legal footer. So I just like to include Nicholas Core, Realtor with Keller Williams First Atlanta. So again, it's just another way that I can have my name and the office name on the website, so there's no confusion. Market Center brokerage license number, First Atlanta, and then our license number. Again, not required, but the more information that you can include about the office number, or excuse me, about the office, the more likely you're going to maintain compliance. I don't want for you to have some agent come across your website and they point out a couple issues and they forward it along to GREC, and then you have a couple $1,000s in fines. Always err on the side of caution of having the brokerage name, contact information as many times as possible. Scrolling down, we have compliance legal footer links. So in some states, and I believe Texas, California, maybe New Jersey, they are required to have information regarding real estate transactions on every single page. So if you wanted to add a link here, maybe to a fair housing website or anything that another website that would, provide information to your potential clients about the real estate process, you can include those here. Again, not required by the state of Georgia. You can have more than one link, so you can click add more links there. And then we have legal footer images. So this might be something like the fair housing logo, the realtor logo. If you have a special designation logo, you can upload those items there. And they recommend a size of 128 by 48 pixels. So they're pretty small, but that way they'll show up on every single one of your pages. So you can see, pretty simple on this first step. Most of it's just double checking the information. This is what our homepage looks like so far. And we'll be able to go through and make some more edits as well. So I'm going to click Save and Continue over here. Oh, excuse me. There was another section. I didn't even get all the way down here. My apologies. So sorry. If you click Save and Continue, click on the back button real fast. So now it's going to show us our images. So this is the profile picture that I've updated or I uploaded in my marketing profile. It is a 360 by 360 image. So here it shows the square version, and this is how it renders on the website in the circle. So that's why it's important that you have a square, so that way it loads properly on the website. I've also uploaded the office logo in a 360 by 360. You could upload just a regular office logo here. If you don't have the First Atlanta logo, you can go to rawlsgrouphelpdesk.com. And Scott Hardy has uploaded all of the Market Center logos for each one of the Rawls Group offices. And they have different versions of it. They have the black and white version, a full color version, a white version, and with a white backgrounds and without, or with a transparent background. So you can use those and pick which one you want there. I also have a personal team logo, so I've uploaded that here as well. I do recommend using the 360 by 360 size because that will render properly. If you have any questions about how to make a 360 by 360 image, let me know, and we can touch base afterwards and we can set that up for you. Continuing to scroll down, we have our social media. So again, these are links that I included in my marketing profile, but if you want to add them or change them or remove them here, you can. And this will just allow for your website to link to each one of your social media profiles to make it really easy for consumers to connect with you outside of your website. So I have Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. I don't really use Twitter, and I don't have a YouTube channel. And then down here is the app link, which should automatically load for you. But in the event that it doesn't, I can show you where to find that once we are out of the Kelly Guide. So pretty simple there. So now I'm going to click Save and Continue. And we're going to go to step 2, which is Style and Theme. So over here on the right-hand side, we have 2 different themes. We have the red theme and the dark theme. Really, the only main difference is going to be this KW logo up here in the top left-hand corner. So I have on red theme. If I click on dark theme, you can see it upload or makes that logo dark. I personally just leave it on red because KW is synonymous with red. So I think it's just visually more easier for consumers to recognize. Scrolling down, we have our homepage text. And this is the text that appears right here above the search bar. Now, the main point of our agent websites is that search functionality. In the past, our Placer websites were really, we could create them as however we wanted to, and it was really more focused on us as the agents. Well, these new agent websites go head to head with Zillow or Realtor.com in their search functionality. So it's going to be less about us as agents and more about what the consumers are actually interested in, which is searching for real estate. So this whole search window is going to be the main portion of the website. So you can have whatever text you want here, start your home search here, and I'll just find your new home here. And so you can see as I made this typing over here on the right-hand side, it automatically updated the preview on the left so I can see it. So you can make this anything that you want. Also, if for whatever reason down the line, you're like, you know what, I kind of want to change that homepage text. I don't like what I have there. I want something a little bit different. I'll show you again how you can easily make that change as well. Continuing to scroll down, we have our homepage hero images. And these hero images are going to be this large image that takes up the background of the search area. So pretty big. It will default to have 5 images in there for you. I only have 3 just because through various trainings, I've deleted them. But you should have 5. If you want to, you can delete ones that you don't like. You can just have 1 image. But if you have more than 1 image, the website will carousel through the multiple images. If you would like to, you can upload your own hero image. And it recommends here that you use a size of 1200 by 1200 pixels. And you have a total of up to 5 images. I do want to point out that if you decide to upload your own images, make sure you have copyright permission to use that, specifically with any listing photos. So if you have photos from a beautiful listing that you want to show off, please get written permission from the photographer, because my understanding is that when you pay for those images, you're paying for a lease to use those images to market the website or to market the house and not market yourself. So just make sure you get written permission. Also, there are hundreds of images in designs that you have full copyright permissions to use. So double check that as well. So I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to leave the images as is. I'm going to click Save and Continue. All right. So now we are on the Customize Your Site's content. The first page is going to be Company Profile. This is really going to be if you have an actual company or you market yourself as a company. So for myself, I have Nicholas Core Real Estate Group. So I market myself as being more than just a solo agent. So this is a page I'd want to take advantage of. I can see here it's going to default to my company profile is going to be the title of it, but I'm going to change this to About Nicholas Core Real Estate Group. So So I'll update that there. If for whatever reason, if you market yourself as a solo agent, you can just kind of go really skip through this, and because we can delete this page, so that way we can just have an about you page, about you as an agent versus you presenting as a whole company. Scrolling down, we have our URL slug, and this is going to be, excuse me real fast. This is going to be what the URL is going to be up in the top. So you can see here, it's nicholascore.kw.com/about us. You can change this, and I'm going to change this to about NKREG. So, and you can see it updates up here. So you can make that whatever you want. No spaces are allowed though, or special characters. Below that, we have our SEO description, and SEO is your search engine optimization. And this is what is used for consumers to find your website organically. So if someone types in Nicholas Core Realtor, the Google spider will be able to read my website and it's going to know, okay, this is Nicholas Core Real Estate Group. This matches their search terms, and they're going to load my website. So what I recommend doing here is filling this out is I'll do Nicholas Core Real Estate Group at Keller Williams First Atlanta 404-414-8238, which is my personal number, or 404-531-5700. So why I have that in there is because I have my name. I also have First Atlanta and the contact information. And this is what is going to help Google or Bing or Yahoo find my website, but it's also going to be the text that shows under the URL in the search results. So it makes it really easy. Nicholas Core Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. So I'm going to scroll down. The next we have content. And this is going to be the content over here on the left-hand side for the main bulk of the page. And we're just going to fill it in on the right-hand side. So we have our intro paragraph. So we're going to write a quick description about your company. I imagine most of you probably have all this from other marketing material that you have or from a previous website. So here you can write something about your company. You can see as you type it over here on the right-hand side, it automatically updates on the left-hand side. Below that, we have section 1 and section 2. So you can see over here on the right-hand side, we have a section 1 headline, we have a paragraph, and we have an image. And then below this, we have section 2, same headline, paragraph, image. You can do anything you want here. This layout is static, so you're not able to change it. So that, for instance, you could do up here as your intro paragraph, kind of you as a company as a whole. And then here for section 1 could be working with buyers. And then section 2 could be working with sellers. So you can just come over here, do working with buyers, what it's like to work with buyers. And then we can upload an image. You're not required to upload an image. And if you decide you don't want to, what will happen is this text will center align. So then you just have all center align text. But if you want to use an image, you can just upload one. Again, an image of 360 by 360 is recommended since it is a square. So I'm just going to upload an image really quickly. I have a few basic ones. And we'll just upload that square of the dog and then click set image. And it uploads right there, that easy. Scrolling down, we have section 2, working with sellers. How the Nicholas Core Real Estate Group can get you the most money for your home. Super easy to type that in. I'll upload an image. Just set image and uploads. that easy. Scrolling down, we have our footer title. Let the Nicholas Core Real Estate Group know how we can help you with your real estate goals, with your, I guess, too many words. Okay. Go, Nicholas Core Real Estate Group. Help with your real estate needs. And paragraph, give us a call at 404-414-8238 or 404-531-5700. Now, again, the reason I put the office number there is just to make sure that I'm compliant with that one-to-one of my phone number versus the office phone number. You can see here how it loads my personal team logo and then the office logo that I've uploaded. And that's it for the company page. So I'll click continue. And now it's going to go to the About Me page. So we'll start over here on the top at the right-hand side, page title. I'm going to update this from About Me to About Nicholas. And then I'm going to change the URL slug from about dash me to about dash Nicholas. And then again, for the SEO description, I'll do Nicholas Core Real Estate Group at Keller Williams, First Atlanta. My phone number and the office number. That simple. So I'm going to continue to scroll down and I'm going to maximize the content option. So here we have our About Me. So this is going to be the page title that shows up over here. So I'm going to update this to About Nicholas. Title. This should load from your marketing profile. So Realtor at Nicholas Core Real Estate Group. Bio title, About Nicholas. And then my bio. This is what automatically loads from my marketing profile. If you have a really long bio, it's going to give you an error message here. I think you're only allowed to have up to 280 characters or some very small amount of characters, which is fine. So what you can do is just for the time being, you can go through and you can delete all those extra characters that are not allowed. And then we can come back after we finish in the Kelly Guide and we can update your About Me page. And that way you can use your full, very long bio there. It's kind of a weird workaround. I don't know why it limits you here. But just at that event, if you have that issue, delete those extra characters. Contact title, so contact Nicholas, contact phone number. Now you'll notice over here on the right-hand side that the phone number doesn't have any dashes in it. For whatever reason, it doesn't save the dashes in the phone number. So I always recommend that as you're going through the Kelly Guide or anywhere in Command, double check how your phone number renders, because over here does show that it has the dashes, because sometimes you will need to manually add those dashes in. And then my phone or my email, and then good to go. So I'm going to click continue. And then last here, we're going to have the contact us page. So I'm going to change this to contact Nicholas Core Real Estate Group. URL slug, I'm just going to leave that as contact. And the SEO description, contact the Nicholas Core Real Estate Group at Keller Williams, First Atlanta. And the phone numbers, and then good to go. So below here, we have content. So I'm going to maximize that. So here we have page header. So I'm going to update this to contact Nicholas Core Real Estate Group. Intro paragraph, optional. But ready to start the real estate process. Wow, that doesn't sound great. Ready to start buying or selling a new home. Let me know how I can help. And then here, we're not able to change any of the information here for first name, last name, email address, and phone number. But in the message box, you see here we have this text that's loaded here, and it's kind of a light gray. Well, you can update this message hint over here. So it says, are you looking to buy or sell? What is your time frame? What are your, where are you in search? What is your budget? You can put any questions here that you might be interested in knowing about a potential client that's reaching out to you. You may want to add, have you been pre-qualified with a lender? Any other information that you'd want them to include in a note to you. Now this text will go away as soon as they start typing in this message box, it'll go away. So you don't have to worry about it staying there. It's just a hint to help them put in the correct information that you need. Then scrolling down, we have phone number and email address. And then you see over here in the left-hand side, there aren't any dashes in my phone number. So I'm going to manually add those over here. And so it reads properly on the left-hand side. So I'm going to click save and continue. Perfect. So we have now finished our Kelly guide. So we've gone through, we've created our website, we are good to go. So I'm going to click back here on the manage sites, or you can click the X in the top right-hand corner. So I'm going to click manage sites. It just takes me back to command. So I'll click back into consumer down here in the bottom left-hand corner. I'm going to click agent site pages. And now you can see here, these are the 3 pages that we just created. It shows me the date that they were created, which is today. And then there's a green eye. That green eye lets me know that that is a live web page. So if I roll my mouse, I can click on it and it'll open up a live preview. If you see any web pages that are listed here and they have a gray eye there, that lets you know that that is not a live web page. So to look at our website, you can see here, see your configured agent site here in this blue bar. And I'm going to click on nicholascore.kw.com. Here's my website. Here's the hero images in the background. They'll rotate through. Up here in the top right-hand corner, you see Nicholas Core Real Estate Group with the drop down. And then we have the contact Nicholas, Nicholas Core about Nicholas. And then this old one is from a previous training. And then here are my links to my social media channels. You can scroll down. Here's a preview or a tagged listing that I have. Get in contact. So that is the website. Any questions about what we've walked through so far of going through the Kelly guide and updating any of that information so far? All right. So now that we've gone through this, I want to go back into command. So let me go back. So I want to show you a couple things in command here first. So let's say you want to make some changes. You decided, you know what, I want to change my subdomain. I no longer want it to be nicholascore.kw. I want to go back to Nicholas Core Atlanta. So what you'll do is you'll come here into the consumer applet. And then up in the top right-hand corner, we'll click on Site and App Settings. And this is going to take us to where we can change settings for our website. So here, it's going to drop us off into the General tab. Here we have our agent site hero text. So remember I told you if for whatever reason you wanted to change your hero text, you can do that here. So I can change start your home search now, exclamation point. Again, with the hero images, if you wanted to upload or delete any of them, you can right here. So that way you don't have to go back through the Kelly guide. Super easy. Here we have our download the app landing page. So this is just on our app website. Well, I'll talk about that on Thursday's training. And then virtual tours. So if you've filmed a virtual tour for any of your listings, you can add those here. Super easy. Let me come back to this just in that way we don't get too much going on. So I've updated my site text and my hero images. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to click Save Changes. Perfect. So now that information has been updated. It may take up to 24 hours to save, but that's fine. I'm going to click on the next tab, which is URLs. I'm going to leave. Give this a second to load. There we go. Perfect. So here we have our domain settings. So right now it shows your subdomain, so nicholascore.kw.com. If you wanted to ever change your subdomain, this is where you could do it. You can add or change it to whatever you want. And then below here, we have our app URL. So if you are ever trying to find where your app URL is, it's here in consumer, site and app settings, and URLs. And this is a URL that you could share with people if they want to download the app that is going to be linked to you. The next item, our next tab here is featured listings. One thing about featured listings that I think is really helpful is that featured listings on our homepage came out of feedback from agents. So everything in Command is built by agents for agents. So when the websites first came out, we weren't able to post or have our listings on our websites. A lot of agents complained and say, listen, we should be able to advertise our clients' listings on our website. That's one of the benefits of working with us as agents. So if you want to have any featured listings, it's super easy. Update your headline here. So I have Nicholas Core Real Estate Group's newest listings. And then I'll come down here to selected and I'll click select listings. And it's going to pull up only my listings. But if you're a newer agent or you don't have any listings now, but let's say you have a friendship or a partnership with another agent, you can always change this to all listings. And then you can just start typing in an address, 1234 Main Street. So here you can see 1234 Main Street, and then you can just add, click select, and then you could add that to your featured listings. Now, just make sure you get written permission from any agent for a listing that's not yours. But when I come back over here, I'll just show you really quickly, scroll down, here's where it shows the featured listings. Now it's only showing one of them because they've already closed. So it's only showing one. So you select all the listings that you want, select, 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 and then click done, and then save changes. And now you'll have those featured listings on your homepage. You can go at any time and update those, add new ones. You will need to manually add new ones once you have posted that in FMLS and Georgia MLS. The next is theme. So again, this is really going to be the difference between the dark KW and the red KW theme or logo. I recommend just the red, but whichever one you prefer. And then the last tab here is site pages. So this is where you can go through and adjust the order of your pages. So over here on the left-hand side, you can see we have a list of all of these pages, and this is that drop-down menu. Over here, if I scroll up, here I have the Nicholas Core Real Estate Group with the drop-down menu, and then these are the different items, the different sub-pages. So I can change the order of these, and I can remove them. So if I come back, let me give this a second to go. If I come over here, I can click on any of the 6 dots over here on the left-hand side, and I can move those into any specific order that I want. I also have the ability, I can click on these 3 dots on the right-hand side, and I can select page or I can delete page. So I have 2 contacts, so I'm going to remove this one. I'm going to click delete, click to confirm, and now it's deleted. If you ever want to add a new page, you click add here, and you will add the page that you've created. Now, you have to go through the process of actually creating a new page if you want to add it before you get to this step. Also, if you want to change any of the information about the URL, slug, or the SEO description, you can click on any of the information over here on the left-hand side of these items and then update accordingly. And then click save, and you are good to go. Any questions about the site and app settings? All right. So I mentioned earlier that if you have a really long bio, when you're going through the Kelly guide, it's going to limit the number of characters that you can have for that bio. But you probably actually want to use that entire bio. So I want to show you now how you can go back and edit that About Me page to include that full length bio. So what you're going to want to do if you want to edit any of your website pages, or if you want to create a new page, you're going to go to Designs. So over here on the left-hand side, I'm going to click on the Designs applet, which is the image of a square with a paintbrush. Click Designs. And this is going to show you all the designs that you have. So I'm going to click on Agent Site, and that's just going to sort out and show me only my agent sites that I have, or agent site pages that I have. And you can see I have a lot of them with the same name because I've gone through this training a handful of times and created replica sites. But you'll see here, there's a date under each one. So I'm just going to find the agent profile page that's dated January 4th. Click on the three dots and click, oh, actually, I don't even need to click on the three dots. I can just double click on it, and it's going to open up in the Designs editor. So you'll see here's all that information. If I wanted to add any additional widgets, I can. But if I want to edit the bio, I'm just going to come down here to Configure Widgets. Then I'd click on Agent Profile. And I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger. And then you can type in all your new bio info here. You have unlimited characters. So this is where you could just copy from like another website or from a Word document, and you can paste it all in here. And that way you can get around that character limit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here where it says Agent Profile, and I'm going to edit this to include 1/4/21. I just like to include dates on the names of different documents. It helps me keep track of it. So I have my date here for my new website name, or page name rather. And I'm going to click Save and Apply. And now it's going to update the text over here on the left-hand side. Just give it a second. It's been exceptionally slow today. I apologize. My goodness. I'll give this another second. And if it doesn't save, then we can just exit out. All right, I'm just going to click Save Changes. Let's see if that works. Okay, perfect. So I just made that change. So if I come over here to the agent site pages, it's going to show me I have that new agent profile page 1/4/21. And when I scroll over to the right, the preview link is dark. So it says no view available. This is not an active subpage. So I need to make this an active subpage. To do that, I'm going to come up here to Site and App Settings. Then I'm going to click on Site Pages. Click Leave. And then I'm going to come over here to About Nicholas. I'm going to click on About Nicholas on the left-hand side. And I'll come to the three dots, and I'm going to click on that and click Select Page. And it's going to show me a list of all of my pages, agent pages that I've created. And I'm going to select the Agent Profile 1/4/21 page and click Continue and Save. So now, if I come back to my agent website, I'm going to click on the home page. I'm going to click Refresh. Let me come to the drop down and About Nicholas. Let's see if it saved all the text. Well, I guess it didn't save all the text because the widget didn't configure properly, but that is the process of how you'd go through and make an update to a page. Any questions so far with that? All right, the next thing I want to show you how to do is we're going to do 2 for 1 here. So I want to show you how you can make an additional page from scratch, but I also want to show you how you can create a blog. Well, kind of a blog. So, because that is kind of something that a lot of agents are very interested in. At the moment, we do not have blogging capabilities within the command websites, in that you don't have the ability to go in and you can type out a whole article and saves it like we used to with Playstrip. It is coming, but again, it's not a business critical feature, so it is kind of longer down in the pipeline. But as KW agents, we do all have free Homekeeper accounts, and Homekeeper does write blogs that we can use and market as our own. So I want to show you how you can use that Homekeeper blog on your agent website and make it look like your own. So I want to create a whole new page. I want to create an additional page. So I'm going to go over to designs. So again, the applet with the square with the paintbrush. And then I'm going to come down here to the bottom right-hand corner. I'm going to click on the plus sign, because this is going to be where I go to create a new item. So click on the plus sign. And then I'm going to click on, oh, actually, let me go back. This looks like it has changed. So I'm going to go back to consumer. Excuse me. I apologize. I took you to the wrong place. So I'm going to come to consumer, and then I'm going to click agent site pages, and then create a new site. I got ahead of myself. Create a new site up here. And then I'm going to select on my agent site. You have two different options, on my agent site and as a standalone page. As a standalone page is a landing page, and we're going to walk through that on Thursday. So today I'm going to select on my agent site, create page. And now this is going to take me into the template editor, where I can just drag and drop different widgets that I want to use. So I'm going to come up here first, and I'm going to rename this web page. So I'm going to name this blog 14. So we have a couple different options of what we can do here. So when you are creating a new page, you are required to use at least one widget. So over here on the right-hand side, we have a whole list of all of these widgets. And now my mouse decided does not want to work. So we have all these widgets. We have to use at least one of them. Why is this not working? There we go. But we do also have content blocks. So down here, if I just want to add an image, or if I just want to add a text box, I can do that. Before we do any of this, I'm going to go open up a new page, and I'm going to go to Homekeeper. So I'll go to myhomekeeper.com or .org. Oh, this is not the right one, is it? There we go, home.homekeeper.com. Perfect, there we go. So home.homekeeper.com. I'm going to click sign in, realtors. Now, if you don't know your login information, you can always click on forgot password, and you can use your KW email, and you can update your password and log in. You do have a free account. So I'm going to click log in. And then I'm going to come down here, scroll down just a bit to where it says my widgets, and it says I have two widgets. So I'm going to click embed widget. And then we have two widgets. The first one is my trusted pros widget. So if you keep a list of all the professionals that you recommend, whether it's a contractor, a tile guy, a carpet cleaning company, a cleaning service, you can have all those saved here, and you can add that to your website. But today I want to use the My Blog widget. So I'm going to click on My Blog widget, and then I'm going to scroll down here to My Blog widget iframe. And you want to make sure that you use the iframe code, because basically what an iframe is it's loading a secondary web page on another web page. Now, to the consumer, they're not going to realize it's two different pages on one, but it's just a way that you can take all this content from the Homekeeper blog and have it on your website. So I'm going to click copy code. Copied. I'm going to come back to command. Now, there's a couple of different ways that you can load in this code in command. The first way I'll show you is by using the text widget. So I'm going to use a text block here. I'm just going to copy or highlight all that text. I'm going to paste all the text in. Give it a second to load. Click on it a few times, and it should load. Paste that in again, and then just click on it. Well, this is lovely. It's not working. All right, well, let me just delete this. I'm just going to click delete real fast. And I'll show you how the other way to do it is, because I don't really like the way it looks in the text version anyway. So I'm going to come up here to widgets, and I'm going to use the agent. Oh, goodness. This is interesting. They've kind of changed this around a little bit. Let me go back here. No. All right. This is, I think I may have incorrectly selected something. So I'm going to come back here. I'm going to click on create a new site. I'm going to select on my agent site, create page. Oh, okay. Maybe I didn't. They have changed the widgets around over here. Very interesting. All right. So, because we used to be able to use, let me try the agent branding. Let's see what that does. No, we don't want that. Because you used to be able to have the agent bio widget, which you could use, which is really easy to pull in. So I guess I could just use, I'll just try the text. Just try that again. All right, well, I guess this is no longer working. Well, that is delightful. Because it should theoretically just load all of that, the HTML iframe right there. Oh, perfect. Okay, well, it's not working, so I apologize. One of the benefits of live training. I'll click no, I do not want to apply them. All right, so since that is not working, that kind of gets us to the end of our training this morning of walking through setting up our agent website, how we can go back and edit the website, and how to create a new site, which I did not do a great job. Well, I guess you know what? Really quickly, while we're still here, we still have a few minutes, I'll walk through creating a new site. So I'll click on create a new site here on my agent site, create page. And now that we have all these new widgets, looks like you can create basically a listing page. So if I wanted to, I could just drag over this listing widget and I can name this, let's do 95 Moreland Ave. So this is a listing that I just had that just closed. So it's going to pull in this template or this placeholder for an Austin, Texas listing. I'll click on configure widgets, select listing. I'll browse my listing. So I'm going to search 95 Moreland Avenue, Southeast. Property address. Okay. Let's do B. All right. Atlanta, GA 30316. Oh, this is very strange. I don't. Maybe it's not showing up because it's not active anymore, I'm assuming. Oh, here we go, 91. Oh, excuse me, 91 Moreland. I apologize. I'm all over the place today. So click select, save and apply. And now it pulls in my listing. Here's the information, the images, about the property, all the details. And then I'd click Save Changes. And now if I come back to my agent site pages, you can see here I have my 95 Moreland Avenue page. It's not live yet, so I need to click on Site and App Settings, then Site Pages. All right, have this load. And then I'm going to click on Add Page down here in the bottom left-hand corner. And I'm going to select the 95 Moreland Avenue page that I just created and click Continue. Then I'm going to have to update the name here. So I'll name this 91 Moreland Avenue Southeast, Unit B, and I'll name this 91 Moreland. And then SEO description. And you fill in this the traditional information with your name, office name, all of that with the contact information, and then click Save. And now it has added the 91 Moreland Avenue listing to my website. So I'm going to come back here to my website. I'll click on the home button and then refresh. And then when I click on the drop-down menu, I now have the 91 Moreland Avenue. So now here is one. This is not rendering properly. Well, this is messy, but here it should look like it did in the preview, and I don't know why it's not. But this is how it would look on your website. Hopefully it would look a lot better than this. But that's how you go through and add a new page to your website. Any questions on anything that we've walked through? Anything you want me to show you again or clarify on? Or is there anything that I did not talk about this afternoon that you wanted to see? All right. Well, if there aren't any questions, I will let you go. Thank you so much for joining me. As you're going through and you're working on your agent website, please do not hesitate to reach out with any questions. I'm happy to jump on a call, or we can set up a Zoom call and we can work through that together. I'm always here to help.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. You are very welcome. Have a great rest of your afternoon.
Thank you, Nick.
You're welcome. And I will
All right.
talk to you all soon.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.